Hey, it's Kristen Stuppy. I am coming to you live a little bit late today, sorry. It is January 8th, 2021, and I am gonna just start talking today. Dr. Malik and I were just talking briefly. There's so many things to talk about at this point in time. There's so much going on, and yet I couldn't think of one thing to talk about. I think, like many of us, it's been a very crazy week, crazy past year. We're looking forward to 2021. But the beginning of 2021 is still going to be something that we have to be very cautious in and tread slowly. We are so close to containing this pandemic. I know a lot of people are trying to get back to just their lives and do things like they want to do. We've finished Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all of the holiday season, and a lot of people tried to keep it like normal. Unfortunately, the travel will stir things up, bring things from one community to the next. Soon we're going to have college kids going back to campuses from all different parts of the country to all different parts of the country, again stirring things up. We have kids that have gone back to school this week, and even kids that did virtual or hybrid last semester are doing more of in-person school right now. So we will see what happens with everyone. We have to stay vigilant. I have my shirt, mask up, vax up. I do want everyone to continue to wear masks and wear them smartly. I think one of the reasons masks fail is people don't wash their hands before they touch it. I go into the store, I see people with them under their nose. You have to keep it up over your nose. Please, please, please wear it properly. If it keeps sliding down, please, please, please have it so that it's tighter against your ears, whether you need to clip it, tie it, if you twist it so it goes around the ear a little tighter. You can get lanyards that attach to the ear clip, and then you can tighten. I don't care what you do to make sure that the mask fits, but if it's not fitting properly, number one, it's going to be uncomfortable. Number two, it's going to slide down, and then you're going to have to adjust it more. I see a lot of people on social media basically laughing at the people who are driving in their cars with a mask, and I will say I am one of those people that a lot of times drives with a mask in my car. The reason for that is the more times you take it on or put it on and take it off, the more times you will have a chance to contaminate it. You need to clean your hands before and after, and quite frankly, it's just easier to keep it on. If I'm running to the store, I put it on when I'm at home because I can clean my hands first. I drive to the store, wear it the whole time I'm in the store, I drive home, and then I can put it in a safe place, because if you just throw it on your seat, it has a chance to get contaminated from something in your car. I do have little buckets in my car, though, that I do have extras in, but those are kept more clean because they're there. Wearing a mask properly is so important right now. And then we are getting vaccinated. I get my second dose of the COVID vaccine tonight. I am not sure what side effects I will have today or tomorrow. I do know that the second dose tends to have higher risk of problems than the first dose. The first dose I had a little bit of a sore arm, otherwise felt fine. But I do know that after the second dose, it makes sense. Your immune system already recognizes whatever is getting in there. So if it already recognizes it, it fights faster and harder, so you can feel more significant effects. So I anticipate my weekend might be a little bit long, but I'm getting it on a Friday night, so I can sleep a little extra on Saturday. I still will be wearing a mask, because I know, number one, the second vaccine takes a couple weeks to take effect, but we do not know with this vaccine if I am never going to get COVID at all, because my body recognizes it if I'm exposed to the germs in the community, and so I fight it off and I don't get sick at all, or if I get a mild infection, but my body fights it off quick enough that I don't feel the fever, cough, whatever symptoms that comes with COVID disease. But then I have the infection that I could still spread to others. So for now, it is very important, even after people get vaccinated, that they continue to wear a mask to make sure that they don't spread the disease. And that will happen too as we go from group 1A to 1B to 2, when most people can get the vaccine. It will still be recommended to wear masks in public areas until enough people have had the vaccine that we have herd immunity in addition to individual immunity with the vaccine. That being said, a lot of people are asking me when we're going to have the vaccine in our office for people, and I have no idea. Right now, the hospitals and the health departments around the country are getting vaccine, and from what I understand, they don't get a whole lot of heads up of when it's coming, so it's been hard to get it scheduled, and I'm hopeful that as they get better at this process, it will be more streamlined, they will have more advance notice, and they will be able to schedule vaccines more easily. I do know that the pharmacy chains are going to be getting the vaccines, and so whatever tier, when you get to the point where you're able to get a vaccine based on your age and risk factors, you'll be able to get it, I suspect, at the CVS's, Walgreens of the country. I do not know if it will ever get into doctors' offices, but if it is, I presume it will be in adult physician offices before pediatric offices, because at this point it's only approved for kids 16 and up, and predominantly adults. I have actually been asked by one of my patients who is not quite 16 but has a job in a retirement center or residential home, and that person's not eligible because of age. They have to be at least 16. So when that person turns 16, because they're in that Tier 1A group, they will be eligible. But you're going to have to meet all criteria to get the COVID vaccine at this point. I do have a lot of people asking me if I feel confident that it's safe for people to use. And to me, you always have to weigh risks and benefits with everything. And from what we know, this vaccine is very safe, at least the ones that are so far approved for use. The RNA viruses that Pfizer and Moderna both have out basically just package little instructions for the body to make a protein. That's all it is. And those instructions don't last very long. They just naturally break down pretty quickly. So your body gets injected with its little instructions, your cells go to work making this little protein, just like the spike protein that's on the outside of the virus. We've all gotten used to the coronavirus picture. The coronavirus name is because it looks like the crown. It's got the little spikes. So our body makes those spikes, but they don't have any potential to hurt us, but our immune system doesn't recognize that. So our immune system recognizes those little spike proteins and starts to attack it because it knows that it's not supposed to be where it is. We remember those spike proteins then, and so when we are exposed to that real virus with those spike proteins, the body's immune system remembers those proteins and fights them. So that is how we get immunity from the RNA viruses from Pfizer and Moderna that are out currently. We don't know how long the immunity is going to last. We project that it's going to last quite a while, and a lot of people I've heard want to wait until this vaccine has been out for a while so they know more about it. To me, the risk of the disease right now is so big, and we've got new strains popping up across the United States that basically seem to spread faster. They don't make people more sick, but they seem to spread faster and more easily even among children. So, you know, in the past we've been pretty confident that the young school kids can go to school and they're not going to spread amongst themselves or to the adults as much. And that's held true. We've been very fortunate, and that's why I think a lot of the schools in our area are opening up more to in-person classes, because it does not seem like kids were the big spreaders. Teachers who did get sick tended to get it from each other or from the community. So we were very fortunate with that. And I don't know if it's going to change with this new strain that's coming out. I don't know if this new strain is in our own community. All I know is that it is very highly likely to spread more rapidly. So we're going to have to be careful. We're going to have to wear our masks. When the vaccine is offered to you, I highly encourage you to take it. And when kids are able to do it, they will hopefully find that it is as effective for them as it is for adults, because right now it's like 94-95% effective, and that is huge. Most vaccines are not that effective. For all of you who are afraid that it's going to have potential long-term complications or effects, from what we know of this vaccine technology, even though this is a new vaccine, the mRNA technology has been used for a long time, and it has been shown to be safe. So I have every confidence that it was a right decision for me and for most people to get the vaccine when it's available, because the disease, we know COVID has significant effects even in some young, otherwise healthy people. And it's like Russian roulette. We don't know which of the 80% of you will do fine if you get COVID. It seems like you recover quickly and you don't have effects. But there are some people who have very significant problems right away, hospitalization needs, very scary illness. People who do survive are having a lot of post-traumatic anxiety because of that fear of breathing and the way they felt with that. So that's significant. We also know that there are people that have long-term effects from complications they had, whether it affected stroke or heart problems, kidney problems. Those people definitely have issues. And then there's the brain fog that so many people, even that had mild illness, they just can't seem to get back to par where they used to be. They have more fatigue, more just focus issues, concentration issues. And those are things that could affect our kids long term and could potentially cause issues with employment or other things for people. So I don't think this is a virus that should be played with. I think we need to be protected and be safe. Anxiety after this illness is one of the things that has been a big problem, but also anxiety just in the community. Time and again, I'm hearing from kids, teens, parents, we're all suffering. We've also got issues from the past year with Black Lives Matter riots. We've got issues with police brutality. We just this week had issues with our government being attacked. I mean, there's all kinds of stressors out there. I think our tension is on high, and how we approach this with our kids is huge. And certainly that is going to be impacted a lot by the age of your child and what they've already heard. So rule number one, when your kids are worried and scared and come to you, or maybe they're just worried and scared and you sense that something's going on, the first question is always ask. Find out where they are, what they know. Because if they're worried and you try to explain everything away or reassure them in ways that they weren't even thinking, you're approaching it wrong. So start with where they are. And then always reassure as much as you can without lying. I mean, you can't prove anything is going to be okay. But you can give reassurance in other ways. The Academy of Pediatrics and many other resources are out there for talking to kids. And if you feel like your kids are truly struggling, they're losing sleep, their grades are falling, they're afraid to go to school, they're afraid to leave your side, any of those major things, definitely work with us or a mental health professional, because I do think that there can be some significant long-term complications if kids don't have all of their anxieties addressed. And that doesn't mean that you should just tell them it's okay, because that doesn't reassure how they're feeling. You need to validate their feelings, let them know that it's okay to be scared, and what they can do and what you can do to help them not have as many complications. I do see there's a comment here. Oh, hey Bob. That was from a while ago. Sorry, I missed you there. But if anyone else has any comments, feel free to put them in there. I am just rambling today. I was telling Dr. Malik before this, I have so much on my mind. I totally forgot to plan for this. So if anyone has any questions about anything related to topics that are going on now, happy to answer and address those. And if nobody else does have questions, then please, please, please be safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands, stay home when you can. I don't think we should go in total lockdown again. I think we've learned a lot more than we did at the very beginning when we went on lockdown, because we didn't know what to expect of this virus. We know what works now. We know that masks work. We know that distance works. We know that airing out a room helps. We know that there are things we can do to stay safer so that we can go to work, we can go to school. But if we continue to socialize without masks at homes and make exceptions thinking that, oh, well, this is my friend, this is my family, this is whatever reason, time and again, I hear people that have been so careful all of this time that end up getting sick because they drop their guard for a short time. And it never seems like it's a big deal at the moment. But we all have to be very careful. And remember that even if you're in a pod with another person outside your household, but they live in a different household and their family member has a pod outside that, it is very easy to spread pods, and things can spread like wildfire. We are most likely to get sick from people we know. So people at work, people in our home, So be on guard and make sure that everyone is safe as much as possible. And with that being said, I am very hopeful that this year will be brighter. This year we will get control of this virus with the help of the vaccine, with the help of all the knowledge we have. But we have to be smart. We just all have to work together. We wear the mask for other people more than ourselves, but it does help us. So wear your mask. Make sure your kids are wearing their masks. Talk to them about washing their hands frequently, not touching their mask, not playing with it, and just be safe out there. And I don't see any other questions or comments, so I am going to sign off. You guys take care, and I hope that everyone has a safe and healthy next few months. Take care.